Hi, it's Charmaine and Capri with a session on lunging. So we've been back in work roughly for 2.5 weeks lightly. Capri now has 2 sets of Cavallo boots, a simple boot and a sport boot that I use when we are doing our lunge work. Capri is slowly starting to loosen through his body and being able to hold a connection a lot more consistent throughout the training session. This training session is purely about relaxation. Yesterday he was really quite supple and his flexion at the pole was very soft and easy to ask for. So all I am doing is trying to maintain a good communication with the bit. While Capri is stepping actively from behind, I try and maintain the connection without losing it. This is easier said than done. Having a good feel for the bit is a skill in itself and takes years of practice. And learning to teach the horse to engage his inside hind leg is no easy feat. So while Capri is slowly loosening up and relaxing, all I'm doing is just continually keeping that communication and asking just to relax and not worry about anything else but just to walk and relax. And when he does, he starts to swing a lot even and bigger strides. The reason why I've kept this footage is because you can see what I'm doing with my hands. You can see when my rein is slack. You can see when I am loosening it, when I am tightening it. You can see when I am asking for a little inside flexion on the rein. And you can also see when I'm behind the movement and lose the contact. But while learning the principles from Art2Ride, I am understanding the biggest key factor is relaxation. Once you have relaxation and the horse understands, he will engage his inside hind leg and be able to incorporate the muscles that bend along the outside of the horse's body. And once they start to stretch evenly, then you'll be able to bend through the rib cage. I'm understanding this. So the more that we just relax and I let him just focus on what he's doing, naturally his body loosens up. So as we're continuing to work, I do know that all the advice that I've been given is amazing and I have applied and I think about it constantly while I'm training. I am using a meditative state of mind when I'm training now. I just relax and use it as a good, pleasurable thing for both of us. There's no rush, there's plenty of time, so we just enjoy every moment and try to make the most of what we have together. And as you can see, he's still a little bit straight behind, but here he gets quite deep on the inside hind leg, which is nice. So he is starting to engage from behind. Now I do know why it is so hard for that corner. It's because my arena, well, my whole paddocks and arenas is on a small incline. So when he's walking up on that corner, he has to engage more to be able to push up this small incline. Even though it's not easy to see, it is there and it makes him work harder. So you can see he really has to push underneath and stretch those hocks to be able to push up and keep that stretch maintained. So while we're doing this today, I had a sense of just calm. I was not fussed if we lost the contact. I was not fussed if he fell in just a little. All I focused on was relaxation. Relaxation and moving forward. And you can see he's maintaining this stretch quite beautifully. So I'm pretty pleased with today's session so far. I've been practicing my technique with my lunge line. I have finally found lunge line that is light and wide enough for my hand that I feel comfortable to use. So it's only taken 4 different brands of lunge line to get there, but we've got it, and I'm now starting to feel a little confident to use my fingers more and talk to his lips, so to speak. So here I just asked for a little bit more connection because I lost him and he was trying to pull me out. So I gathered up my lunge line and we continue walking. And you can see he's really starting to loosen and swing through those hips. And it's quite pleasurable as well. And you can see the pole is starting to flex a little, besides him lifting his head, where I should have probably asked him to move on more. I did not, because it's just the relaxation. So everything slowed down, which is nice. I'm really enjoying these last few weeks. Just watching the hind end move, whether it's really engaging or whether he's on the forehand like he is now. But he's not hollowed, which was kind of interesting. He was pulling himself along with his shoulders, but he didn't hollow his back. And straight back into a stretch. You can see he's just starting to place his feet down one at a time. And you just get this rhythm. So it's starting to happen. The more I see it happen, the more you know that it's going to happen. So walk work really is beneficial, no matter when, where or how. It is truly amazing. It's the same as how humans walk. We use every single muscle when we walk properly. And it's the same for the horse. If you know exactly what muscles to move, then they're all going to move. You can see he's really starting to reach under with those hind legs now. And he's just having a bit of a scratch. And while he's doing that, we're going to change to the other rein. So, since Capri is starting to heal and his feet are becoming stronger and a lot healthier than they were a couple of months ago, I fractured a bone in my top of my foot and lost my big toenail last Wednesday by dropping something very heavy on my foot. And I was wearing thongs, not my steel cap boots, so I didn't move my foot. And yeah, so I won't be doing work in hand for a little while until I can wear proper shoes again. I'm wearing shoes that you put on and you can put the Velcro over the top of the foot. So I fully understand how a horse feels when they are really sore on the foot. It is really quite painful losing a toenail, and I've fractured bones in my feet before, so that's nothing new to me, but losing a toenail, oh wow, I couldn't imagine how the horses feel. It must be excruciating pain when their feet are not right. So now we're on my weakest side and Capri's strongest side. So, and again, you'll see lots of me being slow to react with the communication, which he knows fully well. So I'm starting to realise that I need to be a lot quicker. So you can see I'm trying to follow and trying to keep a good communication, and he's just rushing the walk and not listening to me at all, which is normal for this side sometimes. Perhaps it's because I'm not moving around as much, but I'm trying to keep the relaxation. So I do have some feel on his mouth, but not as much as I'd like. But I just am keeping that relaxation the whole time. This would probably be our first real session of walk where he's nearly consistently stretching the whole time. So I'm pretty happy with that. So here, I should have probably, taken up the slack and kept that feel, but I was too slow in reaction time. But he's stretching okay. It's starting to loosen. You just need the tempo to slow down just one notch and it'll be perfect. So I'm trying to follow his mouth, but he just keeps bouncing me off just like that. And bounce straight inside. He's such a smart horse. So what I need to do is think before he does it, be quicker, know that he's going to bring his head to the inside. I'm not asking with the whip to move his haunches out because I want to keep that relaxation. When his relaxation is complete, then I can be more finesse and really pinpoint the parts of the body that need to move around. But at the stage we're at, just getting relaxation and a nice rhythmic walk with a whole continuous wave. You can see here he pushes from the outside to the inside. You saw that with the outside foreleg. Now just keeping the rein off, whereas I should probably take the slack up and be feeling with my fingers like I do on the opposite side. And that probably might be partly due to my foot. So I'm probably slower on my left because it's my left foot. That makes sense. But either way, I think the Cavallo boots for walk work is going to be okay for now. But I will need to start showing him in the next 12 months or maybe a little bit longer when he starts to become more active in his trot work and consistency. But we'll take it from there. Flies. So it's about 6:30 in Western Australia at the moment, and it's about 27 degrees. So it's either late evening or early morning when I do my training with Capri. Capri here is wanting to do a little bit of trot work, so I'll just let him trot. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just having a light contact with the rein and just let him enjoy himself for a couple of circles, and then I just finished the session because that's more than enough for our training session, and I was very, very happy with how our training session went today. So the footage of when the head cut off most of the time I felt might be of some value with seeing how and what I'm doing with my hands. But yeah, I really would love some advice and opinions on how we're going, because I'm not sure if we're completely getting the hind leg stepping under. Thank you.